Hello, my name is Barbara Isobe. I am the fraud manager at American Savings Bank. And today we're going to be talking about fraud prevention tips. So now if you suspect you're a victim of fraud, what are some things that you can do to, one, hopefully not get into that position of being scammed? And two, what are some of the remedies and things that you can do? Okay. So fraud tips, look at the people who contact you. So things like fraudsters will try to scare you, so they might say they're calling from the US government. Okay, so for things like relief payments or anything that you're dealing with the government, unless you've already established something, most of the time the first contact with you will be some type of letter in the mail. And the reason is because the information you provide to the government when you do taxes or those things is your address. So that's how they will normally contact you. The government doesn't have access to things like your phone number or your cell number to be able to call or text you or send you an email. From American Savings Bank, we want to make sure that you know if we contact you via text, we will never ask you for things like your account password, your PIN information, your online password. Those are things that if we contact you, there's no way for us to validate. And I'm sure that there's no other bank in the state that would be asking those things as well. As for calls, there should always be a person on the line when we call you. We don't use automated calling. And then as for email, what we would do is we would send you an email to notify you to check your secured message box on your online banking. So either we would say something like, please contact us at American Savings if we send it to your email. Or if you have online banking, what they may say is, please check your secured email box. We have sent you a message. And the reason for that is it's secure and you know that it's coming from American Savings Bank. Fraud tips for consumers. When you're contacted, before responding to any of the contacts, ask these questions. Do I know the person or organization who is contacting me? So if you never have any contact with some, let's say, wildlife preserve, if you don't have them, is this normal? So if it's not, then you may not want to respond, or you may want to just check into it. Is this how this person or organization normally contacts me? So if your cousin normally picks up the phone and gives you a call, then if they send you an email, it might be a little unusual. So you may want to pick up the phone and call your cousin and say, hey, did you send me an email? That's kind of unusual. And the same thing for if you're dealing with your bank. If your bank normally calls first, those are the kind of things that you want to look for. Is the contact person asking for my PIN or my online banking login and password? Are they asking me to send money? Okay, sometimes you truly do get those contacts to send money, but make sure to verify it. So if you get an email or a phone call, verify it. So if your grandson is calling you and saying, hey, grandma, I'm stuck in a jail, maybe you might want to talk to their mom and say, hey, did you know your son called me from so-and-so place? Those are the kind of things. So beware of unsolicited calls. When you're contacted through email, and the email senders, they can make it say like my name, Barbara Isobe. But if you actually put you might check it, it's actually not from me. So on your phone, you can click on the name of the person that's sending the email. So if you get emails on your phone, you just check the sender. If you put your finger on it, it might say Barbara Isobe, but underneath it, there's some other email address. Then you know it's not really from me. On your computer, you can use your mouse and hover over the name of the person that's sending the email. And again, it will reveal the true email that's sending it. They're just saying when they set it up, they send it to you to make you think it's from somebody you know. Emails can say it's from a certain company. So even like if you see something from my name and you think it's from Barbara at American Savings. But if you look at the example, if you actually look at the email, there might be like one letter change, or they might have added numbers or letters after to make the email look like it's my email, but it's not. So those are the things to kind of try to be aware of if you get email contacts. Validate the contact. So if someone calls you, look up the contact information through online or through the phone book and then call the number and ask for that person. So if you get a call from, let's say you're getting a call from Barbara Isobe from American Savings, and I leave a number of 12345, call me at this number. You may want to validate that, okay, is Barbara really that company's employee? And so how to do that? You got to just call the company. So look up the company's phone number. So if it's Hawaiian Electric, look up Hawaiian Electric. If it's American Savings, you look up American Savings main switchboard, call that switchboard, and then ask for that person. That's a really good way to validate that you're getting a call from that person. If at any time in a call, you're being asked for that private information, account number, again, online banking login and password, or card number and PIN, stop the conversation. We're so polite here in Hawaii. I tell people, it's okay if you think you're being frauded just to say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, and hang up the phone. It's not that to be rude. Again, you're saying you're sorry, but you don't want to be talking to a fraudster. Prevention tips when you're contact. Again, job and online offers or loan offers you didn't apply for. You might get solicitations mailed to you and things like that, but they're not going to call you and say, hey, we have this $20,000 loan we want to give you. I've also seen with the younger children is about scholarship offers. I want to help you with college. So those kind of things, normally not unsolicited. Make sure you do your follow-up before you start giving out any information. If you're getting a loan from any company, they're not going to do the deposit using your online banking. They're not going to do the deposit through your online banking. They most likely will set up a time to meet with you and get authorization for them to credit your account, and that's basically it, or give you a cashier's check. But they're not going to online deposit it for you. Contact is asking for some type of payment. So again, this is, hey, I need money, I'm in trouble, you need to reimburse us for something we overpaid you for. Help a person you met online by using your account to deposit funds and send out. So again, it's like that said, I'm on a boat, can I have my friend send you these checks, and then I want you to send the money to my accountant. This is normally fraud. Normally fraud. Okay. If you're ever unsure, you can always contact your bank for assistance. When you're contacted, beware of the emails with attachments. This is the easiest way for fraudsters to get some type of malware on your computer. So if you get an email and it says, hey, click over here and you're going to get a $10 rebate. If you click on it, sometimes there's some malware on there that will load onto your computer, and then they'll be able to see things that's happening on your computer without you telling them. So it's really important to be careful. I know computers are a little scary sometimes, but be careful of the attachments. I think that's the bigger thing. And emails from people you don't know. Review your account and statements regularly. I cannot stress this enough. If you have online banking, you can use that to review, weekly or daily, whatever you feel you need to do. Carefully look at things like electronic transactions. So if you don't use a debit card and you see a lot of debit card purchases, that's a clue that something's wrong. Same thing we call it ACH, but it's basically just an electronic transaction. So sometimes I use my account to pay my credit card, so we'll use electronic transaction. So those are the kind of things you want to make sure to review. Notify your bank immediately of any unauthorized transactions. It's not like a fun thing to do to look at your account, but this is your money, this is your asset, so you want to protect it. So I tell people, even if it's just to kind of take a quick look to see, is my balance where it needs to be? And then also I had mentioned, let's think about doing things like setting up account alerts. So if you have an online banking, you can say things like set up account alerts on there so that you get emails or texts if things should happen. Okay. So additional information, if you're affected by fraud, you can contact the Federal Trade Commission website. They have a really good identity theft kit, which basically it steps you through how you contact the banks, what letters do you send, and you submit a report to them. And that report is brought into most companies if in case you're ever a victim of fraud. Again, what should I do if I'm a victim? Contact your bank immediately for assistance. And that comes for even things like validating, or you're not sure you got this check. Is there a possibility that we can try to help you determine if it was a scam? Provide as much information as you can about what happened, if and how you were contacted and by who. Indicate the information you have given out and notify of any unauthorized transactions. So let's say you get a check in the mail and you say, oh, I don't even do business with these people. And there's this letter that says, I want some type of sweepstakes. You can always call in and check. And that's why the fraudster is going to tell you, don't tell your bank anything, because they want you to do the transactions in secret. We're really here to help you. So we're asking the questions not to hurt you as a person, but to help you. Because the more information we know, the easier it will be for us to kind of help you and tell you this may be fraud. Okay? If you can, I would recommend you check your credit report annually. It's really good because sometimes there's credit card applications that you may not be aware of that's in your name that could be affecting your credit. And that affects everybody. Okay? And as applicable, like I mentioned earlier, you can go to the identity theft section of the Federal Trade Commission website to report identity theft. And that's anytime when someone has committed fraud against your account and you didn't authorize it. Okay? And as applicable, you can call Honolulu Police Department and file a police report with them. Just let them know what happened and you can work with them. But again, if you're a victim, please make sure to contact your bank so that we can assist you with those kind of steps. So again, additional information and contact. You can visit our website at AmericanSavingsBankHawaii.com. We also have telephone numbers online, 627-6900, and we have a toll-free number. You can also send emails to our email address and it gets routed to the right areas. We're really here to help you. And I think nobody wants to be a victim of fraud. Nobody wants to be scammed. But if it does happen, just know that there are people that want to help you. And if you're not sure, we are still here to help you as well, to help you make sure that that doesn't happen. I want to thank you again for your time. My name is Barbie Isobe. I'm the fraud manager at American Savings Bank. Please stay tuned for additional episodes. Thank you again.